Locke's goal setting theory is, I think, really difficult to talk about. So one of the things we might need to do is describe the theory, which can be a little difficult, and then applying it is even more difficult. Discussing, evaluating, analysing, or examining its pros and cons, our opinion, breaking it apart, that's probably a little bit easier. But then comparing it and distinguishing it from the other theories is difficult too. So let's look at what the theory is. The theory contends that employee motivation occurs for employees having clear, specific, challenging goals that they help set and that they get feedback for. And specifically, there's sort of 5 characteristics of an effective goal. It's got to be clear, it's got to have clarity, simple, clear and specific, but also measurable, like something we can actually check whether you achieved it or not. It's got to be challenging, so it shouldn't be too easy or too hard. Goals that are too easy or too hard demotivate people, so it's got to be challenging yet also achievable. It's got to have commitment, so employees have got to be committed to the goal. They've got to care about it. One way to ensure that is to give them some input into setting it. Feedback. Employees got to receive feedback on how they're going. Maybe it's not just one big goal, it's a series of small progress goals along the way, and that helps them feel recognized, but it's also to evaluate how they're going. And lastly, task complexity. So the goals you set should not be too complex or someone doesn't understand exactly what it is that they're meant to achieve. That just leaves people feeling overwhelmed. So you want to set appropriate tasks and also clear deadlines as well. So what about how does motivation occur? Well, the theory basically says if you set someone a good goal, that'll motivate them, increase their motivation, and that will improve their performance. And really it's just saying the goals must be this. It achieves motivation because of this, and then we perform better because of that. And then it all starts again. Once someone's performing well, we set them new goals. Some pros and cons of that. Well, it's good to have 100% clarity. If you set someone a goal, they know exactly what it is they're meant to achieve, and they're not wasting time on activities that won't lead to those goals being achieved. Now, if you set difficult but challenging goals, that means people are going to extend themselves and maybe achieve things they didn't think they could. And it also allows the business to link its goals to each individual's goals. On the con side, if you just set someone a goal and that's what they're going to be evaluated on, they'll just focus on meeting that goal. It's called tunnel vision, and they'll ignore other aspects of their job. It also is very difficult to link an organization or organization's goals to its employees' goals. And the concept of goal clarity and measurability is difficult. It is difficult for some. Like if you're a salesperson, it's easy to set a goal because there's a level of sales. How do you set a goal for someone in IT support? That's very, very difficult. Similarities and differences with Maslow. Goal achievement in Locke. So if you achieve a goal, that's probably going to lead to Maslow's needs for self-esteem and self-actualization. And another similarity is it assumes employees will be motivated by both financial and non-financial strategies. How are they different? They're very different. Locke's theory says motivate one individual at a time, whereas Maslow's more holistic and sort of applies to a group of employees at once. And Maslow says you've got to meet these sort of lower order needs before you can meet higher order or more important needs, intrinsic needs. Locke basically says you can set an effective goal for any need. Like one area is not more. If you set a goal for someone to, socialize, for example, that's just as important as a goal for someone to, self-actualize and improve themselves. And we're going to have a similarity here in terms of the difference with the 4 drives theory. So the similarity is going to be a goal achievement and Locke will lead to the fulfillment of the drive to acquire. And again, it also assumes employees will be motivated by both financial and non-financial strategies. However, the differences, again, one motivating one person at a time versus motivating a bunch. And also, Locke assumes all goals will motivate regardless of which of the 4 drives they target. It's very difficult for one goal to sort of meet all 4 of those drives. Should the goals be set for each drive? That's a key difference.